Hi, my name's Natalie Cheung and I'm the owner of Natural Blush by Natalie. So today we're going to be talking about lip blush and the pre-draw and why it's so important. I'm going to be showing you all my tips and everything that I use to get the best pre-draw. So the first and most important part of the pre-draw is that you take a frontal picture of the lips. So get your phone and you want to make sure the grid's on your phone and make sure the lips are in the middle of the phone, flat to the phone. This is so that you can see the shape of the lips already. So my background as a lip tattoo artist started about 4 years ago. I'd done a lip blush course, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was the best thing ever. And when I'd done the course, I just knew that I was going to be really good at it. And then a couple of months in, I was like nearly full all the time. So we're going to start the pre-draw now, and the first thing that I'm going to do is just put tiny little dots in the centre of the lips. This is just so that we can make sure that they're central. So you want to make sure that the dots line up to where the middle of the nose is, and then make sure that the top and bottom lip are going to line up as well. Then you want to put one where the point is of the Cupid's bow, and then on the other side making sure that they're even, and then again just mirror what you've done on the bottom. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the white mapping string, and again this is to find the centre of the lip. So straight down the middle and then where the Cupid's bows are. Then bring your string on an angle because you want to make sure that these Cupid's bows are going to be on the same angle, joining the dots up on both sides. So we're just going to put a tiny little concealer on the back of your hands on your glove. You want to make sure that you're getting enough product on the brush so that you can see it. Don't be too sparse with the concealer. The mapping and the pre-draw is the most important thing of the lip blush treatment. If you do the mapping wrong, then ideally you could have a client who's going to have slightly odd lips. I see it loads on new artists who are doing it where they don't take enough time doing the actual pre-draw. Sometimes the pre-draw could take 40 to 45 minutes if you want it to be absolutely perfect. You know, you'll find quite a lot of people don't have even lips anyway, so quite a lot of people who book in for lip blush, that'll be the reason why they want it, because they've got unsymmetrical lips to start. So to start for the pre-draw, I always start on the bottom lip, so I tend to pull down on the face and on the skin so that the lip is a little bit flatter, and always start from the middle and work your way out. So see where these dots are here, you sort of want to join these dots up. Tiny little dabbing motions and then pull down with the brush onto the rest of the skin. As you're going round, you're checking that your concealer is going on the actual skin and not on the lip tissue, as you don't want to make the lip look smaller, but you also don't want to overdraw the lip. A good little trick is that you'll be able to see hair follicles on the skin as to where the concealer's going as well. Don't rush, as you know, sometimes it can take 40 to 45 minutes to do a pre-draw. So when you come to do the other side, I tend to just move the client's face slightly and then do exactly the same as what you've done on the right side. Tiny little dabbing motions with the brush, making sure that it's flat and that you're going to get a clean line. And then pull down. Make sure when you're coming to do the corners that they're joining in. So when you come to do the top lip, you want the top lip corner to meet where the bottom corner is as well. Then I always just do a little tight stretch just to see whether, you know, we think that it looks even, and it does. And then we'll move on to the top. The risk of poor quality mapping and pre-draw is that, yeah, you might end up having odd lips, or if you haven't shaped it right, if you haven't asked them loads of questions as well. That's one of the main things I'd say, is you want to ask the client, how do they want their pre-draw? How do they do the lip liner and the lipstick when they're doing it themselves? Do they want a pointed lip, or do they want it more rounded? Always ask that question, because if you go for what you think and they don't like it, then ideally it's a tattoo, so they're stuck with that shape then as well. So we're starting on the top lip now, and I'm at the back of the bed. So if you just do a tight stretch again, you'll be able to just check that we're in the centre of the lip, and I always go from the middle point to the outside Cupid's bow. Tiny little dab and then pull out. Then you want to do exactly the same on the right side, checking as you're doing it obviously that the angles are right as well. Okay, then if you're coming down on this right side here, bring your hand round the face and pull down on the lip so that it's slightly tighter. Then here's the top of the Cupid's bow here, the point, so you want to make your little mark there. And then sort of follow where the lip line is as we're going down. And then just keep following down, following the line, the natural line of the lip. Here you want to make sure that these points are going to meet. So what you would do is, I tend to do a straight line there, pull across, and then that makes it easier for you to see where the corners are going to meet. What you don't want is the top lip sticking out and the bottom lip curving in. So you can see that them corners meet there. Okay, then we're going to move on to the left side of the lip. So you're going to do exactly the same as what you've done before, making sure we're starting where that point is there. So I've moved my position now to the sides of the bed again, as we're going to do the left hand side of the lip. The reason why I moved to this side now is because you want to make sure that you're matching the left hand side to the right hand side. Again, for the corner, if you just do a straight mark in there with your concealer, then you'll know where this corner needs to meet the bottom corner. Once you've done that, I'd always do another tight stretch again and just check whether you think that it's all definitely even. So if you're looking face on, you can sort of see that that side has come slightly further down than this side. So what we'll do, we'll just adjust it with a little micro stick. So my go-to product for pre-draw are a white mapping string. So obviously this is used to find the centre of the lips. It's a must that you need to have that. A brush and concealer, and then for the concealer you want to make sure you get like a light concealer, something that could almost look like it's white so that you can see it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going in with the micro stick now. We're going to get rid of these white lines because sometimes it just makes it puts people off so you can't see the actual shape. So tiny little movements just to get rid of where we put the markings originally. So for the bottom lip, it does look even. I'm just going to adjust this here at the side just to make sure it's coming out a little bit more. So I've just used this tiny little micro stick and dipped it into a little bit of water just to adjust the corner here, as it looked like it was going slightly further in on that side than this side, and you want to make sure that it's definitely even. The corners from the bottom and the top are still meeting, but you just want to make sure that it looks the same on the bottom. There's loads of challenges that you can face when mapping the lips, and one of the main things I'd say is that if you do it wrong, if you've got someone who's got filler, sometimes you might have someone who's got overfilled lips, so they're harder to map. Someone might have odd lips, so that might be through filler, or just naturally have unsymmetrical lips. And you might have someone who's just totally lost the border of the lip, so you'll find it hard to see where their actual lip is and where the skin is as well on the face. So I'm going to do the same for the top. I'm just going to bring this slightly up here so it doesn't look as pointed. The client's naturally got a pointed Cupid's bow, but what you don't want to do is make it too jagged. You want to make it slightly softer. So you can just do this with tiny little movements with the micro stick in the water. And then you can, if you look front on, you can notice that this side is still slightly coming down a little bit more. So I'm just going to use the stick again and just slightly adjust this side and bring it out a little bit more. Again, you only need to do tiny little movements, as you don't want to undo what you've already done with the concealer. So the left side just looks like it's slightly more rounded now because I've adjusted it. So I'm just going to make this right side a little bit more rounded where the bow is. And and a little bit rounded on the sides as well, so it isn't as straight. Education for a newly qualified artist is so important. I think I'd advise, if someone was a beginner, to do another couple of courses after that, even if they were just master classes. You can do ones for actual pre-draw as well, like some of them are online. They're usually really, really good. So I'd always say, you know, make sure you keep up with education as things change all the time as well. If you're stuck in the middle and you can't see from a certain angle that you're standing on, what I always do is take another picture on my phone. So again, you want the phone to be in exactly the same position when you started. The plus on your camera where the grid is to be in the middle of the lips. And then you're just going to check on your phone to see that you definitely think it looks even, but I still think that side looks like it's slightly coming in further down on the left hand side on the top. So I'm just going to adjust it slightly again. So once you think that your shape's correct, you're just going to tidy up this concealer around the outsides of the lips. So I just get a little cotton bud, one of these, and just gently pull the concealer down just to make it look a little bit more the concealer's blending into the skin. This is just really for when you're taking pictures and content. So once you've gone in with your cotton bud just to tidy everything up, checking your shape again, you just want to show the client in the mirror. So I'm just going to show Helen now. Okay, does that look okay? Yeah. Yeah. Are you happy with the Cupid's bow and that? I have just stuck to your lips, but I've just slightly rounded it so it wasn't as jagged. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Thanks for watching today. If you want any more information on me or any of my training, then there'll be links in the description. Bye.